Oh, no. Anyway, learning style stuff. Let's talk about the learning styles we talked about last time. We had a list of like 7 different ones. What were the top 3 that we really looked at? What's one of them?
Auditory.
Okay, let's start out with some audio. Nice, Ryan. Heard Samaj say visual. What's another one? Nice, Eliana. Tactile. Those were like the top 3 that we looked at last time. What's some other ways that we said tactile? Physical. Nice, Katie.
Is it outdoor?
No, I didn't look at that one. What was another one? It starts with a, it's hard to say. It starts with a K. Wow, am I rhyming today? We're going to have a good day. I have a friend, his name is Jay. I think that's all I got. Yeah, that's all I got, and I froze.
Kinetic or something?
Close. I may need a spell check on that one. Kinesthetic. So those are like just some ways of looking at those 3 learning styles. Those were the 3 we looked at last time because we took that quiz online, and a reminder, that quiz gave us some percentages, and it gave you a top percentage, and that was one that you were like, it's telling you this is like how you learn best, but remember, these are not tell-all things. This isn't like I can only learn in audio ways, okay? Just gives you a percentage because everybody has a blend of a lot of those things, and like we talked about last time, do not get super in-depth about these, but also like don't be like, these don't matter at all. We need to be somewhere in the middle of that, okay? Years ago, learning styles used to be like the biggest thing, but I think it's important to learn these things because it helps you, one, as a student, in looking at the ways and the activities that teachers do things, and then the ways that you should really like study. If you're studying for a test, what are the ways that you study for that test? If you have something really, really important coming up, how am I going to work through that? I know you might not take your iPad home and study it at home, but if I have 5 minutes before the test, how am I going to study? So I had a student earlier talking about how they're more a visual learner, so for studying for them, they're like, I need a booklet that I can follow along with and actually see the picture and then pair it to some words. Okay, that's just kind of an interesting thought process with that, right? I had another student who was like, I'm more of a physical learner, so when I study for those things, or when I take notes or something like that, or when I'm in class, or even if I have an assignment on my iPad, I'm just going to write it down on a notebook, take a picture of it, and submit it. Because I feel like I learn better by writing than typing on my iPad. So there's a lot of ways that going through some of those things. Those are the first 3. What are some other ones we talked about last time? Man, I'm 2 for 4 today. 50% from the field. That's pretty good, Lavelle. Is it? Yeah, that's a decent shooting percentage. I don't know. Yeah. That's not bad. That's good. Let's say from 3-point. Now I'm just the greatest ever. What's some other ones? What's some other ones? What? Camilla, do you have another one? Logical. We kind of saw this one. You're going to see this one a little bit more today. What does logical have to deal with? That one's more like, what's that?
Science.
Yeah, maybe signs and numbers. I think that's always like my, what'd you say? No, you're good. Yeah, you totally, yeah. So within those numbers, like, here's a good one. What is 15 times 3? 45. Bang. Nice, Ryan. So it might take me a little bit longer on those things, okay? If I'm doing some adding in my head or whatever, some multiplication in my head, it might take me a little longer because I'm not as good with logical and numbers. What's another one? Social. Now, social, more like, of course, like interacting, learning more from interacting with people. Think about that today in our activity that we're going to be doing of like, did I learn more because I was up and moving around and talking to somebody else who I wouldn't have talked to normally, and so on and so forth. Of I learned from somebody else who is not my learning style. Yeah. Now there's a couple words that go with these that will kind of confuse you. Because you have social being the interpersonal, and then you have solitary is more intrapersonal, which is more, I guess, kind of like more by yourselves a little bit. Does anybody remember the other one? We talked a little bit more about like verbal and like linguistics. We talked more about like sentence structure and wording and all sorts of stuff like that. Now again, this list is just kind of a list that I have of like those 7 things. You're going to look at even a few more today, and they kind of range a little bit. Some of them, if you're researching some of this stuff, you might not get all the way like perfect result. It's not like, oh, there's 7 and then there's 7 only. Some people think there's 8. Some people only go with the top 3 or 4, you know. So there's one today on our assignment that's, I think, a little interesting because it talks about nature. So we'll see if some of us are more nature-based. So your assignment, that what you had, those percentages, keep those up right now. Your top percentage is going to be the one that you are. What's going to happen is that you are going to get up and go to a certain place in the room. So I'm going to put 1 here, 1 over there, and then 1 back there. Okay? You're going to go to that area. All right? Once you get to that area, you can talk to some of the people in that little group and just highlight again what you guys are good at. So if it's audio, highlight again what activities in a classroom you would be really good with and learn really well in doing so. So audio, you might be up here and be like, I really prefer when my English teacher reads our book out loud and I follow along. I do a lot better on the quizzes for those chapters when that happens. Okay? So we will get into those groups. You'll kind of stand here for just for a second. You'll talk to your group a little bit about what your group is good at. Then I'm going to tell you to go find somebody from one of the other groups. Okay? So what's going to happen is that audio will be up here, visual will be over there, and then physical will be there towards the back. Okay? So you will just pick one person. So you'll just pick a person, you'll look over there. Usually it's just eye contact. Like whoever you see first, just walk over there. Boom. You got a new partner. Okay? With that partner, I'm going to put some questions up there on the board. I want you to learn about their preferred learning style. So essentially, if you're an audio heavy learning style, you would match up with somebody who's visual heavy learning style, and then you would ask them and learn more about that side of things. I have some questions up here on the board that you can follow along with. Okay. Some of these questions, what they'll be like. Yep. I said I have some questions up there on the board. There you go. That you can follow along with. You could just ask them about their highest their highest percentage for learning styles, like what's first, second, and third. And then ask them about what type of activities in school do you learn best from. Okay? Maybe what is one of your strengths as a learner, as in what are you good at, especially in the classroom. And then I want you to ask them one question just about their learning style. I want you to come up with that question, as in think a little bit outside of the box, think a little bit deeper. These first couple are just the first steps of questioning. So I want you to take another step of we call it depth of knowledge, but going a little bit further. I have some hints down here of some things that will get you on the right track of that, right? Like, why do you think you are that learning style? You're not just asking them, what learning style are you? Now you're going a little bit further. Why do you think you prefer that way? Okay? What in your life has shaped you into following more of that learning style? Okay? Maybe I work a lot better while I'm listening to music. I'm actually the opposite of that. But think a little bit deeper about that. Here's another example. Why do you struggle with another learning style? Because then you have to take out, oh, I'm good at this one, but why am I bad at this one? Or why do I not prefer that one as much? And then you could go even further and just do some like similarities and differences of your learning style and the other person's learning style. Okay? So what we'll do, I really want you to like try to think, like question like a little bit about them and try and come up with one. All right? We're going to share these out, but you're going to share out based upon your partner, right? So I would be like, my partner was Medina and her learning style was visual learning style. Yeah? Pretty good guess. I mean, I had a 33% chance. So I would just share out then maybe like one of the things here. So I'd be like, Medina is more of a visual learner because Medina prefers to see the math teacher writing the math equations on the board. Okay? So it's like you're telling about your partner. Then Medina would talk about me and what I preferred and so on and so forth. Does that make sense? Questions do we have? Okay. So first we're just going to get up and go to your area. One more time. Audio up here. Visual over there. Physical back there. Ready? Go. Question? You what? You weren't here last time. Okay, so just think of audio, visual, or physical learners. You can pick one of them. Yeah, pick one of them, and then in your group, they're going to talk about what type of learning they're good at. And before we do the next assignment, I'll show you what you can go from there. Audio's up here.
Where should I go if I have a tie?
But you can pick between the two. Yeah. Just go up here while you're at it. So in your little groups right there, just talk about why you guys are good at what you do, right? So if you're physical, give a good example of like what are some things that you guys are good at. Go. Talk for a little bit and then we'll switch around. You okay? You don't have to get up and move around and do all this. I know you're going through it right now, but just let me know if you need any way to help you, okay? Gotcha. So, audio learners, what do you guys learn best with? Why do you think you're audio learners?
I listen to music a lot and it helps me focus, and usually I hear better than I see, because when I see I instantly forget about it.
Well,
If I hear it, then yeah, I can remember it easily.
love it. All right, you guys, I'll share. Just for another 20 seconds. What about you guys? How about visual learning? Why visual?
I
like to see what I'm
working with.
Yep.
I like it. How about you guys? Why physical? What's the way that you learn, like why do you learn better, like hands-on?
Just because I can like see what I'm doing and how it's like built, I guess.
Okay, yeah, if you're building something, you might be like a little bit better with that. I like it. Okay, so what you're gonna do now, all right, you just need to get a partner from another group, okay? So grab a partner from another group, okay? I can help you out in getting some partners too as well. And then you can go through some of the questions up here. This is where you're gonna share out a little bit, okay? So remind yourselves like what their name is and how to say their name if you don't already, okay? And then just ask them about their learning style, and you guys can bounce back and forth. What is your learning style? Why is it that way? What is one thing you're good at? Why are you like this? Like why do you think you learn that way? Or why do you prefer that way? And then lastly, come up with a question for them. Ready? Go. Go find a partner in a different group. Ask each other about their learning styles. Go, 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 go. You can be anywhere. You don't have to stand in the same spots.
I like to like. I
Say again.
feel like I like to.
I like it. TK, what kind of learner are you? Visual? Okay. I got you. I got you. I'll do physical then. Okay. So we can be partners here. So I'll go first, just like of talking about, like, I'm more of a, say, hands-on learner because I could, like, visual isn't as good for me because, like, I could watch a YouTube video on something and then try to do that one thing and I just can't, like, it doesn't work. But if somebody showed me, if you showed me how to do something, I'm locked in, I'm following along, and then I can do it. You know what I'm saying? Just, I think about like things when I'm like working in the garage or like doing something like that or building something. If I watch a YouTube video and then I try to do it, it's like messed up. But if I watch somebody else do it, then I do like a much better job. What about you? Like, what type of activities do you feel like you do really well in school?
Activity
Like type of classwork, type of subjects, type of...
social studies.
Why social studies?
Maybe it's a teacher.
Okay.
I have the sheets and eggs.
Okay. What does she do that you like that she does better than other people?
She knows how to like explain and then she'll show us how to do it and then
Yeah.
look at her doing it and then I'm just
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so and that was like too the audio thing of that, like, is that you're like, I'm hearing her explain through this. In social studies, you have to be really good at telling a story because history is literally just stories of what's going on. So she's able to tell you a story and you're able to follow along through that. Awesome. I love it. I love it. Good work. How are you guys doing? Is everybody... What?
why is it
Oh, it's for me.
Submit the screenshot of the person.
On the assignment from last time, you can just put that screenshot on that like paper thing, yeah, or you can copy paste, or you could just write it on there. It's for me. Don't worry, Elaine. It's following me. Like I can't hide from it. Okay, another 30 seconds. Finish up. Actually, these last 30 seconds, know what you're going to say about your partner, okay? As in, like, here's my partner, this is the learning style that they do, and here's one thing that we talked about. Okay? 30 seconds. You can pick any of those. Yeah. You don't have to say all of them, is what I'm saying. You can just say one thing that you guys talked about within one of those questions.
No lane, no game.
Make a pass.
my sister's so weird. What is she
Let me see.
29, 30. All right. So let's just share out about our partners and what they what like their learning style is and what they taught us. Me and TK are gonna go first, though. Is that okay, TK? What? We're gonna go first. Is that okay? Yeah. Okay. So me and TK were partners. She prefers audio, like her learning style is more audio and visual, but audio showed up a little bit more on this one. And she talked about being successful in social studies, because she has a good teacher too, which helps. But she talked about Miss Sheets being able to like tell a story and being able to follow along with that story, because history is kind of telling people stories. So she really likes to be able to hear that and follow along with the story and then be able to go do like those things. So yeah. Do you want to talk about mine a little bit?
Yours was physical because he likes when like somebody shows him what to do and then he can like follow along and do it instead of somebody just telling him what to do and then he tries to do it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. I was talking about like YouTube videos too. Like I could watch a YouTube video, but then I try and do that thing and then it's just terrible. Like baking or whatever, like try to bake a cake and then it comes out and you're like, that's not a cake. That's why Mrs. Click's really good at all that stuff. So who wants to go first? Sorry, second. What group wants to go next? All right, Katie and Eliana.
Eliana was my partner. She said she was more good at tactile and like physically working things out, like acting stuff out, and also like polish that like she does a lot of sports, so she feels like she learns more better physically because of those.
Yeah. Love it.
And then Katie, she said that she was more visual, because like she likes to just see things, and like she said that one of her strengths was math because like she can actually like see how it's working.
Love it. Awesome. Great answers too. And you remind me to come back to the physical thing in sports and stuff like that later. Who wants to go next? What group wants to go next? All right, Camilla.
Virginia is a visual learner, and her strength in like in algebra is in algebra because they do step-by-step project.
Yeah, that's awesome. Love it.
Oh, you said my partner says he was a textile work, and because he likes to build.
Yeah, building with tactile. Oh, it's good. So, some people are really good at that, and some people struggle with that. So that's good. Love it. Who wants to go next?
My partner is Ryan.
You got it. Fly right into it. Love it.
He is, what is it?
Auditory.
Yeah. And he is good at reading out loud, and he's just good at listening to things.
Yeah. Love it.
My partner is Lavelle, and he said he is a visual learner. He's very good at like noting things down, getting things done by seeing them very quickly.
Cool. Love it. Who wants to go next? Good group. Good group. All right, Aaron and Samaj, you guys ready?
My partner is Samaj. He is a visual learner. The reason why is because he believes he can like, pay attention better with his eyes more so than he hear.
Yeah. Absolutely. Love it.
My partner Aaron, and yeah, he was auditory, He said that he just like, he feel like people listening to him, better, and he get distracted.
Ah, okay.
He listens.
Okay. I like it. That's interesting. I'll come back to that later too. I like it. I like it. Who wants to go next? All right, Lane and Aaliyah.
My partner is Aaliyah, and she's physical because she likes doing like science labs and stuff, and likes to do like poster board.
Yeah. Yeah.
My partner's name she's visual because she likes to take notes and she's better at, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, it's good. Like taking notes because then you're actually seeing it in front of you. All right, Addie and Natalie. I think you guys are the last ones.
She's visual because she like can't remember stuff unless she like sees it and like has it like stuck out.
Okay. Love it.
She's physical because she struggles with like other learning styles, like audio, because she gets distracted like really easily.
Okay. Nice. Love it. A couple things, like just awesome job, first of all. And then second of all, a couple things of like, I think it's interesting to see like when we're up here in our groups, like in different sections. I think the physical one that I didn't even like kind of really talk about, you see a lot of people who like play a lot of sports sometimes, which Eliana kind of was bringing that up too, or Katie was talking about Eliana bringing that up of like the more hands-on thing. You can learn a lot of things through sports, not necessarily just about shooting a basketball, right? So like the physical side of things is a big thing. Oh, there was one more too I wanted to talk about. What did I tell you to remind me? I think that was the one I told you to remind me. Physical thing. Oh yeah, it was with Samaj and Aaron. God, what was it? Oh, distracting. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me. When you like getting distracted, I think it's funny because you heard multiple people in multiple groups who have a different learning style who said, I have to be this way. I'm more of an audio learner because I get distracted if it's more visual. But notice how that changes person to person. Whereas like somebody could focus more audio listening, like Ryan, as opposed to actually having to see it. Okay? So notice how like between people to people and how different activities could impact people to people. Okay? These are all things that like you start to think about as you're looking more of like the teacher side of things, but you also can see this more as like the student side of things of like, how can I better learn what I'm supposed to learn? I'm struggling in algebra right now. Why am I struggling, and how could I use my learning style to help me? All right, you guys can go back to your desk. Awesome job. You guys can go back to your desk. Did anybody, we'll talk through some more of these questions, I guess, once we get back here.